Hi guys, so I'm going to do a short seminar today on boxing, just some basic tips. We'll have covered some of this or some elements of it in the stance and weight transfer seminar, so I'm not going to go over stance again, but so if you need to check out from the beginning to know how to stand, and go back and have a look at those first. But so we're just going to discuss boxing with you a little bit. So we're in our stance that we've been practicing, 10 to 2 on the feet. Okay, we've got our hands up here, slight bend in the knees. Okay, now then, going back to the weight transfer that we were talking about in the last seminar. Okay, that is, again, we've said it before, where all your power comes from. Your power comes from your hip. Okay, so you want to be getting maximum reach, okay, with your strike, especially if you're little like me. But everybody wants to be getting maximum reach, okay, but without becoming unbalanced. Okay, so we're looking for reach and weight transfer, and I always think of the boxing as a bit like hip, shoulder, and then the fist coming last. So if we're in a boxing stance, your lead arm, which is the one next to your lead leg, okay, is your jab arm, okay, your jab hand. Every time you strike, as we went in the first seminar, every strike you keep a straight wrist, and we aim with the top 2 knuckles on the wrist, on the fist, okay. So on the jab, we take a little step, okay, but do you remember the railway tracks? The railway tracks, don't step onto that track. Can you see I've crossed my legs over, coming forward? If I do that, I immediately become vulnerable down the back side of my body. So we're going to stay on the railway tracks, coming forward there on the step, but we're still going to pivot the hip in, okay, there. Now, the power comes from that hip, turning in there, okay, bang, and then back, okay. It's a straight arm on the jab, shoulder down, chin down behind the shoulder, and straight back to the face, like you've got a piece of wire that runs that way and back, so you don't drop it to here, throw up, and then back up, straight from your face, straight back to your face, and lifting your shoulder up as you do. That should cover your jaw and also help the turn. So your lead arm is your jab, okay? We've pushed the hip forward and in. We're not leaning too far onto the front leg, but just enough to push your body weight into the shot, and moving everything forward, but without becoming unbalanced. Okay, so your lead arm is your jab, okay? You might want to flick out. I always say flick your jab out, like you got a bit of snot or something, or a bit of crap on the end of your hand, you know, like that, if you're trying to get it off, like this. That's the way I kind of try and describe your jab, like that. Flick it back out, flick it like you're trying to get something off. Flick it from the shoulder, okay? So flick, push there, go again. Okay. That your lead arm, yeah, you can knock people out with that, with your jab, but ideally you're using your jab to move the head back from there, and then follow up with your big strong one, which is your cross, which is from the back. So ultimately the hand that you right with is going to be your stronger arm. So things that you're screwing in with, doing anything that you work with your lead, with your strong arm, with the one that you right with, the one that you do all the things with, that's going to be your strong arm. So you want it at the back, because you want that to be your hardest strike, okay? You want it to have as much power as possible on that side, so we're going to throw it from further back. So again, we've thrown the jab, we've knocked the head back, okay? Now we're going to follow through with the cross. So we come forward, and then we're going to take this hip from the back. Now you might have a seam down the side of your trousers there. I always say to aim, we step forward, make sure you've got this gap and we're not crossed over again, okay? It's going to be very important when we come back to here, the foot's pointing out the way that I want my hip to go. I'm going to take that seam on my trousers and I'm going to roll my hip round. I'm going to try and point that seam at my opponent, okay? So we push the seam forward on the left, we turn the foot the way that we're going to turn the hip, and we push the seam forward here. Now, at this point, from this side, should look like this. I've got like a full reach on there. Okay, so I'm not here, my shoulder's there. Okay, can you see the angle? I'm reaching as far forward as I can, and I've got my feet in a position and my body weight in a position where I'm able to hold my body weight on, just mostly onto my front foot, but without falling over my toes. So step and flick it back, flick, and then we follow through with the cross. Again, really get that seam forward. I always go hip, then the shoulder, then hand. Okay, hip, shoulder, hand. Rather than here, push it from the face, hand. Okay. So your lead arm is your jab. If you're a southpaw, this would be your jab, because that's your lead. Okay, there. Orthodox, jab, and then we turn it in for the cross. Now then, from there, we were doing the other day, we can take a hook back if we wanted to. Now with the hip painting forward. Now I want to get this hip facing as far around to the back as possible. Okay, so I'm going to lift my shoulder to my jaw, and I'm going to bring my hand, I always say, across my face here. So you can see from the picture that I'm covering my jaw and my nose and some of my temple with my shoulder. Okay, I'm bringing it straight across. Okay, if I'm going to go higher, I'm going to lift my shoulder higher. Okay, but this is a close range hook. So we've gone from the cross, hand back to your face, and you're going to switch, and you're going to turn this hip as far around to the back as you can. Okay, because that's where the power is going to come from. So we cross forward, push the hip down, bang, we bring it back, and then we throw that hip round to the back. Okay, we still want to keep on our railway tracks. There's a gap still here between the front foot and the back foot. Okay, my chin's down behind my shoulder, which from here means you can roll back in with a cross, or such like. But for the purpose of this seminar, I'm just going to do four straightforward punches: jab, cross, hook, and then an uppercut. Okay. So the hook is, as it says on the tin. Jab is a straight arm, finishes with a straight arm. Cross is a straight arm, finishes with a straight arm. Hook, your arm's like a hook. Basically, you're still aiming with the top two knuckles on your fist, and you still need to keep this straight line here, so we don't bend our wrist to make the shot. So we use our body, so we push our shoulder forward in order to get that angle. Okay, so straight arm, bent arm. Okay, or forward, back with the weight. Straight, bent, forward, back with the hips. Forward, back. Okay. Now the other one that you'll have all seen on the TV is the uppercut. Okay. So the uppercut is the one that comes up under your chin, knocks your head back. There. Okay. So again, with the uppercut, we still need to keep a straight wrist. So we don't want to be leaning forward like this, trying to punch somebody under the chin. We have to try and get our body underneath so we can keep a straight line between our wrist and our knuckle, the top two knuckles on the fist. Okay, so from that hook, we've got our weight transfer back, and I'm going to roll my weight forward again onto the front. Now the uppercut, the way I kind of suggest to do this is that some people, I say make a circle with this back shoulder. So keep your hands on your face, back to there. Now drop the shoulder that you're going to hit with down to the floor like a circle. Circle it down towards the knee and onto the front knee. So we've got the weight on the back foot. We take the the rear shoulder down and bring it towards the front foot. Okay, so we tip. On these first three strikes, I'm keeping this parallel to the floor. Okay, parallel. On this uppercut, I'm going to tip. Okay, I'm going to tip my shoulder down and roll it underneath. So my shoulders are going parallel, tip and roll. Okay, now we don't want to be doing this. Okay, because it means we're wide open for shots. Yeah, like with a hook, we don't want to be doing this. Okay, you don't want to be swinging it around from out there. You want to be keeping as tight a guard as possible. So we say keep your hand on your face for as long as you can. Keep it all at head height. Okay, from whilst you're doing every single strike. So after we've thrown this hook back I'm going to drop and roll my shoulder towards my front foot, okay, from this position. Might be better from there. Then, always feels a bit weird this, and you think it looks a bit insane, but looks a bit silly. But I want you to try and almost straighten your arm up all the way to the ceiling, all the way up to the sky, wherever you are. So we roll and we push our arm up to the sky. Now, I know you've never seen anybody finishing off an uppercut like that on TV or anything like that, and it's not going to happen, you know. Well, we're trying to get maximum power into the shot, so we're aiming to push our hand up. We want the head to go back, okay. Now your arm's not going to go up like that, because you're either going to hit them in the face, or hit the pad, okay. So you're not going to finish like this, but you want to be aiming to finish like that, because that's how much power and push you want to put into your uppercut, okay. So for the purposes of these demos, I'm going to finish with my arm up and bring it back. Okay, it won't look like that in reality, but you want to be pushing as much power in. We can go like this and stop. Okay, we can stop. Bam, there. Okay, but you're just tapping the chin, and probably with a great deal of practice, you can probably get a nice bit of pop into that shot there, and know how to and mix it together with the other shots to use it in a different way. But if you want to knock somebody out, you've got to really bang the power in, okay. So look to get that power into the shot by following through with the shot. As you notice with the uppercut as well, there's some knee bend. So as we go back here, I'm not just rolling with my shoulder, I'm rolling with my knees. Now it's not a big roll because we don't want to be coming down too far because of the knee to the face, but we take the shoulder down and we roll with the knees. Now as we come at the front, straighten the legs. So we roll, straighten, okay. At the end of the strike, you want your rear arm for this one to be straight in front of your body, okay, there. So not here or here, right up the middle. That's the aim for the twist. So if we do it from the side, from the beginning, we're going straight arm, bent arm, and then roll, lift, okay. So again, straight arm, roll, lift, straight, bent arm, roll, lift. From the front, straight, weight goes back, roll to the front. Okay, so it does look a bit funny coming up like that, but ultimately what it'll look like when you hit somebody is a bit more oosh, okay? So it'll look a bit more ish. So I'm struggling to get a bit of pivot because of the floor. So forward, back, roll, okay? Ish, uppercut there. It's really important to get that pop. Everything comes from the hip. If you're finding you're losing your balance, check where your feet are. If you can't get that roll in, make sure your feet aren't directly behind each other like that. You might have needed to reset after the hook, step, roll. So we're back in that position again, okay? So that's something for you to practice. So the main pointers are making sure you got your feet in the right place. Where's the weight going? Okay, where are you going to get the maximum power, and where is your opponent? So for your jab, flick it, there, flick it, jab, push, pull it back, roll it up, okay? Rather than saying jab, cross, hook, we can say jab, cross, hook, uppercut, that's okay. Sometimes say bang, 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 bang. Now, that's better for when you know you've got your style, you know what you're doing. Often the words that you use will create an idea in your head of how you're supposed to do something. So if I say kick, people tend to kick like that, like football, with a knee, whereas in Thai boxing, there's very little knee, it's more hip. So you swing more from your hip rather than kicking out with your foot at the end, like in kickboxing. So think about weight transfer. Forward, back, forward, or foot, straight arm, bent arm, roll it forward. Loads of turn and twist in that uppercut, okay? If you're doing it off the other side, it's the same thing, but we're going to take the weight slightly more back into the middle on the uppercut this side. Bang, there. We still want it up the middle. Got to get loads of turn. You hook same this side, from the back, coming across your face. See if you can mix it up, and that will then link into the same strategy for the elbows. I think we'll leave it at there for now. So if you've never done it before and you want to give that a try, watch yourself in a mirror and watch for all those things. You want your top 2 knuckles on your fist. First one's like this with a good twist. That's coming in like this. Now you can either throw it like that or like that. It's totally legit. Either way, just don't do it like this. You're going to be covering your face with a straight and have a straight wrist, okay? Uppercut again, really roll that shoulder down, use a bit of knees. That's the hardest one I found that the hardest one to learn. So have a little practice of that, and I'll come back to you next week with another few pointers. Okay, thanks for tuning in. It's hot today, 25 degrees, oh my God. Bye.